Okay. So what we've got today is to expand brackets and then simplify. Now the main things to note is that you understand how to expand brackets separately and you understand collecting like terms and simplifying. Okay? You should have understood that before you're at this point. Okay? So let's get into some questions. Okay, so we have 4 bracket x plus 5 plus 3 bracket 4x minus 7. So to expand the brackets, we know that what's outside multiplies everything inside. So that's 4 times x plus 4 times 5, or 5 times 4 will give you the same answer. And then for the second bracket, you do the same thing, but you also consider the sign that is exposed here. So you say plus 3 times 4x, and also say minus 7. So 4 times x, we know that's 4x. 4 times 5, we know that's plus 20, because if we consider the signs, that's a plus. The 5 has an invisible plus sign as well, so that's plus 20. There's a plus in front of the 3. There's an invisible plus in front of the 4x. So multiply those two, that's a plus sign. 3 times 4, that's 12. And we attach the x onto the end because we're really multiplying 3 times 4x. And then the last one is minus 7 times plus 3. Go through the signs first. Minus times plus, that's a minus. 7 times 3, that's a 21. So if we collect like terms, that's got an x in it, that's got an x in it, so we put them next to each other. So 4x plus 12x, so a bit of rearranging, shall we say, plus 20 minus 21. 4x plus 12x, that's 16x. And 20 minus 21 is minus 1. So our final answer is 16x minus 1. They're not like terms, so that's where we stop. Now, as you can see, there are other things you should have known before you get to this point. So algebra addition, dealing with negative numbers, and the subtraction. Okay, this have all been covered in previous videos that you have to follow. Okay, and by the time you get to this point, you understand everything I'm doing now. Okay, so we have another question here to expand and simplify. So once again, the number outside the bracket multiplies every element inside the bracket in both cases. So we have 4 times m first, and then we have minus 3 times 4, and then we have, remember, the number and the sign, we have minus 2 times 1, and then we have minus 2 times minus m. Okay, now if you want to split it to make sure you're not mixing your signs up, do that, that's no problem. So 4 times m, I get 4m, minus 3 times 4, minus times the plus invisible sign, that's a minus. 3 times 4, that's 12, minus 2 times 1, the minus multiplied by the plus invisible sign, that's another minus, 2 times 1 is just 2, and finally, minus 2 times minus m, multiply the signs first, minus times minus, that will give you a plus, and then 2 times m, we just put them up against each other, 2m. Okay, now we collect like terms. So 4m and 2m are alike, so I put them together, and then just numbers are alike. Minus 12, minus 2. When I complete that, 4m plus 2m, that's 6m, minus 12 minus 2, depending on however you choose to do that. That's simply, they're not like terms, so we stop there. That's our final answer. Once again, remember, there are topics you should have known before you get to this point, and they have already been detailed in the past series videos. Okay? Okay. And finally, once again, 2m bracket m minus n minus 3n bracket m minus 4n. We open the brackets. What's outside multiplies everything inside. So 2m times m and then 2m times minus n and then we move on, minus 3n times m, and finally minus 3n times minus 4n. All boxed up and separated to avoid any confusion. 2m times m, 2 times the invisible 1 in front of m, that's 2. M times m, they're the same. So that just increases the power, so m to the power of 2. 2m times minus n. First of all, there's an invisible plus sign in front of 2. There's a minus sign here, plus times minus. That gives you a minus. For numbers, there's an invisible 1 here. So 2 times 1, that's 2. And m times n for letters, that's just mn. So the whole thing results in minus 2mn. Once again, same process. There's a minus here. There's an invisible plus sign here. Minus times plus gives you a minus. There's a 3 here. There's an invisible 1 here that doesn't show. 3 times 1, 3. N times m, that's nm. And finally, minus times minus plus 3 times 4, 12. N times n, n squared. So minus 3n times minus 4n results in plus 12n squared. Now, the only like terms are minus 2mn and minus 3nm. Now, to make this easier, you can switch one of them around so they look the same. So 2m squared minus 2mn minus 3mn plus 12n squared. And the resulting answer is equal to 2m squared minus 2 minus 3, that's minus 5. We attach the like terms onto it, minus 5mn plus 12n squared. Okay, once again, to make sure this doesn't look confusing, you should have watched the previous series of videos. That would have helped you to understand everything that was done here. Okay, because those have broken down the topics that have been bunched up together to be able to solve this one question. Okay, now this is our final answer because there are no more like terms, so we can't do any more. Okay, make sure you watch these videos as many times as you want, practice questions along with the videos, and sooner or later it'll stick soon enough. Okay, thank you very much. You've been listening to the Math Done, and until next time.